The Herero, also known as Herero, are a Bantu ethnic group inhabiting parts of southern Africa. There were an estimated 250,000 Herero people in Namibia in 2013. They speak Herero, a Bantu language, though the Herero primarily reside in Namibia. There are also significant populations in Botswana and Angola. In Botswana, the Herero are mostly found in Mon and some villages surrounding Mon. These villages among others are Sepopa, Toromuja, Kari and Etsha. Some of them are at Mahalape. In the southeastern part of Botswana they are at Pilane. There are also a few of them in the Kaingalargadi south. That is Sabong, Omavani, Dryhoek and Makopong villages. Herero are known as bold culture keepers. The big ball gown dress and the headgear are the main wear for women, while men are mostly seen with leather hats and walking sticks. Unlike most Bantu, who are primarily subsistence farmers, the Herero are traditionally pastoralists. They make a living tending livestock. Cattle terminology in use among many Bantu pastoralist groups testifies that Bantu herders originally acquired cattle from Cushitic pastoralists inhabiting eastern Africa. After the Bantu settled in eastern Africa, some Bantu nations spread south. Linguistic evidence also suggests that the Bantu borrowed the custom of milking cattle from Cushitic peoples, either through direct contact with them or indirectly via Khoisan intermediaries who had acquired both domesticated animals and pastoral techniques from Cushitic migrants. The Herero claim to comprise several subdivisions, including the Himba, Jimba, Mbanderu, and Kwandu. Groups in Angola include the Mukubalkovale, Zemba, Hakavong, Tavakwa, Jimba and Himba, who regularly cross the Namibia-Angola border when migrating with their herds. However, the Jimba, though they speak Herero, are physically distinct indigenous hunter-gatherers. It may be in the Herero's interest to portray indigenous peoples as impoverished Herero who do not own livestock. The leadership of the Herero is distributed over 8 royal houses. Among them, since conflicts with the Nama people in the 1860s necessitated Herero unity, they also have a paramount chief ruling over all 8 royal houses. Although there is currently an interpretation that such paramount chieftaincy violates the Traditional Authorities Act, Act 25 of 2000. In the 15th century, the Herero migrated to what is now Namibia from the east and established themselves as herdsmen. In the beginning of the 19th century, the Nama from South Africa, who already possessed some firearms, entered the land and were followed, in turn, by white merchants and German missionaries. At first, the Nama began displacing the Herero, leading to bitter warfare between the two groups, which lasted the greater part of the 19th century. Later the two peoples entered into a period of cultural exchange. During the late 18th century, the first Europeans began entering to permanently settle the land, primarily in Damaralon. German settlers acquired land from the Herero in order to establish farms in 1883. The merchant Franz Adolf Eduard Luderitz entered into a contract with the native elders. The exchange later became the basis of German colonial rule. The territory became a German colony under the name of German Southwest Africa. Soon after, conflicts between the German colonists and the Herero herdsmen began. Controversies frequently arose because of disputes about access to land and water, but also the legal discrimination against the native population by the white immigrants. In the late 19th and early 20th century, imperialism and colonialism in Africa peaked, affecting especially the Hereros and the Namas. European powers were seeking trade routes and railways, as well as more colonies. Germany officially claimed their stake in a South African colony in 1884, calling it German Southwest Africa until it was taken over in 1915. The first German colonists arrived in 1892, and conflict with the indigenous Herero and Nama people began. As in many cases of colonization, the indigenous people were not treated fairly. 31 Between 1893 and 1903, the Herero and Nama people's land and cattle were progressively being taken by German colonists. The Herero and Nama resisted expropriation over the years, but they were unorganized and the Germans defeated them with ease. In 1903, The Herero people learned that they were to be placed in reservations, leaving more room for colonists to own land and prosper. In 1904, the Herero and Nama began a great rebellion that lasted until 1907, ending with the near destruction of the Herero people. The war against the Herero and Nama was the first in which German imperialism resorted to methods of genocide. Roughly 80,000 Herero lived in German Southwest Africa at the beginning of Germany's colonial rule over the area. While after their revolt was defeated, they numbered approximately 15,000. In a period of 4 years,